If you have an online store, whether it be a website that you've built using WooCommerce, a Shopify store, Amazon store, Etsy shop, or so on, you're going to want to obviously market your products. So let's say we want to go ahead and market this gaming shirt here. There are many ways in which we can do that. One great way to promote your products is through Instagram marketing. According to Hootsuite, 1 billion people use Instagram every month, and the average user spends about 30 minutes per day scrolling through and interacting with posts. And perhaps one of the most encouraging stats for anyone using Instagram to market their products is that 130 million people tap on shopping posts every month. So if you're in the business of selling products online, making Instagram a part of your marketing strategy is definitely a must. Today, I'll be designing 6 different types of Instagram posts and stories that you can use to feature and highlight your products. And I'll be doing that using Canva. If you don't already have a Canva account, definitely check out the description for a link to a free trial. So like I said, I'll be designing 6 different types of posts and stories. And the first one is a static Instagram post. A static post is just an image. So for example, here you see a video in the background. The first type of post that we'll be covering is a static post where nothing moves. So to do that, we're going to head on up to Templates and click on Instagram Post. From here, you'll see tons of different examples and templates that you can use. And the great thing about Canva is that their library is always growing. And if you're looking for something a little more specific, we can also search in the search field at the top. So let's say we're running a sale. It will narrow down the search results for us. So go ahead and look through and find a template that you like. And once you see one that you like, go ahead and either click on it or click on the 3 dots to find out a little more information about the template. So we can go ahead and preview it. And from there, it will let us know what colors are used, the fonts, along with the size. And when it comes to Instagram, a lot of these templates are going to be that 1080 by 1080, which is standard for Instagram posts. So if you like it, go ahead and click on Use this template. And from there, we can go ahead and start to modify it. One of the first things you're going to want to do is replace the image here with your product image. Now, Canva does give you the ability to use stock images, but because it's a product image, you're likely going to want to upload your very own image. So we're going to go ahead and click on the Uploads tab. And from there, click on Upload Media, and then upload your photo. Then you can drag and drop your image onto the document. You can also resize and reposition the image by double-clicking on it. So let's say we want to make it a little bit bigger and have it fill up the space a bit more, we can do that. And then of course you're going to want to replace the text. And to do that, simply double-click on the text that you'd like to edit and replace it with whatever you'd like. Now, as you can see, the text was a bit too long, so I'm going to go ahead and drag out the right side, put it all on one line again. And then we'll continue and edit the rest of it. If you'd like to change the font that's being used, you can certainly do that as well. Simply click on the text and then head on up to the font drop-down. And from there, you can click on different fonts to see what they look like. You can also play around with the letter spacing. And the last thing I'm going to do is edit the background color. So go ahead and click on the background and then head on up to the color. And it's pretty cool. Canva does grab all of the photo colors. So, we could pull the purple from his jacket or the black from his shirt, even the background color here. You can also pick from a list of default colors. And there's also the color wheel up here, where you can literally use any color that you'd like. And this is great in that you can use color codes. So let's say you've got a logo and there's a specific color that you want to pull from it, you can do that. I think the last thing I'm going to do is just make this promo code a bit bold. So we'll double click on the text and then head on up to bold. You can also use the shortcut key, Command or Control B, just like you would with any other program. And that's it. I do like that. So that is number 1 on our list. That is a regular static Instagram post. The next thing I would like to do is a video Instagram post. So if we head on back to the templates, this time I'm going to search for Instagram video. So the difference here, of course, will be the videos in the background of the posts. And again, go ahead and have a look through to see if there are any that you like. I do like this one, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And again, the first thing we're going to want to do is update the product. So right now we have this video in the background, which is basically just a placeholder for the time being. And just like we did with the photo, we're going to go ahead back over to Uploads and upload our video. So go ahead and click on the Uploads tab, and then go ahead and upload your video. Now the great thing about Canva is you can drag and drop it even before it's done uploading. And then to reposition, we'll go ahead and double click on it. And then we'll go ahead and click on play to see what it looks like so far. Okay, so of course this text is going to have to move because it's covering basically the whole product. So I'm going to go ahead and drag it over to the top right. And I'm also going to move this over. Kind of switch one for the other. And then we're going to go ahead and start replacing all of the text. And I'm going to change the alignment. So right now it's left aligned, but I would like for it to hug the side of the image. So I'm going to make it so that it's right aligned. Same with the word sale. Now you'll notice that sale doesn't move over like Flash does. And right now they're in a group. So I'm going to have to ungroup them so that I can edit them individually. So go ahead and ungroup. And now I can grab sale and move it all the way over. And then I'm just going to nudge sale over to the left just a tiny bit so that it matches the H, so that the E matches the H. And then I'll go ahead and edit the rest of the text. I would like to make this text a little bit smaller, and to do that, to resize, we can either select the text and head on up to the drop down to change the size. We can also do it incrementally by clicking on the minus or the plus, or we can drag from a corner and do it manually. I think that size works. If you'd like to change the color of the font, you can click on it and head on up to the color, and then play around with the different colors here. So I do like that. I am going to change this text as well. So again, we double click. And because this text is shorter than what came with the template, there's now a large gap in between the text and the line. We can get rid of that. Right now, the two pieces are grouped. We're going to need to ungroup them. And then we can move the pieces on their own. And so I'm going to use my arrow keys to move it down. And as you can tell, it's moving really slowly. If you hold down the Shift key, it'll move a lot faster for you. And the last thing we're going to have to change is this up here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the globe, so I'm going to hit the backspace button. You can also hit the trash can in the top right. And we've got delete element or delete group. So delete element would be the globe on top on its own. Delete group would be the globe as well as the circle behind it. So I'm just going to get rid of the element because I'd like to make it a little bit bigger and put something on top of it. Elements are a great way to kind of spice things up a bit. and add a little flair to your design. So head on over to Elements. And there's one that I saw recently that I liked, and that's this sale one here. But you can also search for other ones. Lots of different options you can choose from. But I'm going to go ahead and use this one here by simply clicking on it. And then of course I'm going to resize, make it a little bit smaller, and place it on top of the circle. Now, of course, this kind of peachy salmon color doesn't really match the rest of the design. So I'm just going to change it to white. So let's go ahead and play it and see what it looks like at this point. So that's fun, and I do like the placement of the product. The last thing I'm going to do is get rid of the audio. So the template came with a song, but I'd like to remove it. So I clicked on the song, and then up here we can go ahead and hit the trash can. And that's it, you've got a video Instagram post. As with any of the designs that we're doing today, once you're happy with them and you're ready to download them, you can hit the download button in the top right-hand corner. Select your file type and then download it. Okay, so the next one that we're going to do is an animated Instagram post. And the main difference with an animated post is that instead of having a video in the background, the post is going to be made up of animated pieces. So kind of like this one here. This one as well, it's got the wave in the background. Perhaps something like this. And actually I am going to go ahead and use this one as an example. And as you'll notice, the couch is covered with a Canva watermark, and that's because this image is a stock image that you need to pay for. But I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it because I'd like to replace it with my product image. So let's go ahead and click on it and hit the backspace. And then I'm going to go ahead and upload the product image. So again, we upload media. And go ahead and grab your product image. When it comes to placing an image on top of your creation, you simply just click on it instead of dragging and dropping like you would for a background. So go ahead and click on it. And now we've got the product here. To reposition it, go ahead and drag it to wherever you'd like. And then go ahead and drag the elements around as well. You can also rotate them. Next, I'm going to change the background images. So as you can see, the white is the actual background, and then this teal color is just a rectangle on top. But we can certainly go ahead and change them. Next, I'm just going to start deleting some of this here because we don't need it. And then I'm going to start moving all of the text up. So to select more than one item, we can either drag and then, we've got the 2 bits of text selected, or you simply click on one, hold down the Shift key and click on the other. And from there, we can nudge them up using our arrow keys. And then we'll go ahead and start replacing the text. Now that I've decreased the size, I'm also going to change the font color. And then I'll move this one up as well. And if you'd like for the text to cover more of the width of the document, you can certainly drag it out. And of course, we're going to want to go ahead and change the color. And then we can bold that promo code. And I'm actually going to make the shirt a little bit bigger simply by dragging out the corner. And then of course we can go ahead and reposition it and center it. I'd like to duplicate the arrows and use them on the other side as well. I'm going to select the arrows and then hit the duplicate button up here in the top right. You can also use the shortcut key Shift Control D or Shift Command D if you're using a Mac. So there we've got our duplicate element here. Simply drag it over, and we can either rotate the element or flip it. So to flip, we can flip horizontally. We can also flip vertically. And then simply adjust it a little bit. And then reposition as needed. And there you have an animated Instagram post. So next we're going to have a look at static stories. And just like a static post, that is a story that basically doesn't move at all. It's not animated, there's no video or anything. So we're going to go ahead and search for Instagram story sale. And again, have a look through all of the different templates that are available. This one's kind of cool, and it actually kind of matches the style that we're going for already. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. And the great thing about a lot of these story templates is that they actually come with a whole set. So, you really could go through and use all of these if you'd like, and then post them kind of all in one shot or spread them out over the course of however long the sale is on for, perhaps. So we can actually check them out. I'm going to go ahead and use the first one for this example. But you can always access the other templates as well. You'll see here they'll show up on the left-hand side. So let's go ahead and start with replacing the main image with our product. Head on up to Uploads, Upload Media, and grab one of our product images. And then we're going to go ahead and drag and drop it onto the existing image. Now, as you can see here, the template by default makes everything grayscale or black and white. So you can leave it as is if you'd like. There are plenty of filters applied to these templates when you get them, but you can change it if you'd like. So let's say we want the color to show up. We'll just click on the image and then head on up to Adjust, and then adjust the settings. So now we see the colors, and I do quite like that. This red pops. I like the plant in the back, so I will leave it like that. And then we'll go ahead and replace all of the text. And so as you can see with Canva, it's literally a few clicks and you've got an awesome graphic that you can share on your Instagram account. So again, if you'd like, you can go through the rest of the set here and make more to match the first one, but I will certainly leave that up to you. Next up on our list is a video story. So we'll head on back to the templates page. And for this one, I'm just going to check out the templates that are available to us. So we'll go templates and then Instagram story. And if you scroll through, you'll see that there will be a mix of static and video story templates to choose from. And if you don't see anything that you like, you can narrow it down in the search bar at the top again. And we'll have a look through here. So once you find one that you like, go ahead and click on it. I'm going to go ahead and repurpose the video that we used in our video post. So I've got it here in the uploads already. And to use it, we'll simply drag and drop it over to the document. And if you'd like, you can reposition by double-clicking on it, which it fills the whole space, but you could make it a bit bigger if you'd like. And then just like we did for all of the others, go ahead and replace the text. To make the text all uppercase, we can head on up to the uppercase button up here. Now, when it comes to stories, we do need to keep in mind that there will be some space at the top as well as the bottom that you won't want to go over. So for example, when you're looking at stories, you often see the person's profile picture as well as their username. So you'll want to leave a bit of space up here. And then at the bottom, there's often, swipe up or send a message, that kind of thing. I think we can move this down a little bit if we'd like. Just not too much. And then I'm just going to get rid of this whole thing up here because there's nothing else that I really want to add. And then let's go ahead and have a look at it. So it's looking great. I do like it. And if we'd like for the text to stand out a little bit, we can certainly do that by clicking on it and then head on up to effects. And then we can add things like a lift behind it, which is essentially like a drop shadow. And if you keep your eyes on the flash sale, you can see what it looks like without and then with. So it does make it pop a little bit more and it's easier to read. Same thing with this text down here. I'll apply the same lift as well. And then it's just a little bit easier to read. And last but not least, we're going to have a look at animated stories. So let's head on back to templates. And then have a look through all of the templates available. That's kind of cool. Now there's one that I saw specifically that I wanted to use. And I'm just going to look for it. I forget what it was called. But I remember it having shoes on it. Oh, here it is. So it had the same arrows that were used on the other post that we did. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. So let's go ahead and add our product to it. And again, I'm just going to use that transparent image. And go ahead and start moving everything around and replacing the text. Now these arrows are a little bit too close. I'd like to make the shirt a bit bigger, so it needs a little more space. So I'm going to go ahead and move this up just a little bit. Again, keeping in mind that we need to leave space for the profile picture and username. And I'm just trying to reposition it so that I can make the shirt just a little bit bigger. And let's go ahead and fix the background a little bit, just change the color. And then it kind of matches our other posts as well. Now the last thing I'm going to do here is get rid of the music. Now you can keep it for an extra fee, but I'm totally fine if this doesn't have any music at all. So go ahead and click on the music selection here and click on the trash can to get rid of it if you'd like to do the same. And again, with all of these designs, once you're done, hit the download button, select your file type, and then click on download. And that's it. That is the final design for today. You now have 6 new Instagram posts and stories that you can share to promote your products. If you found this Canva tutorial helpful, please do give it a like and subscribe. We will definitely be covering other topics to help you sell your products online, so stay tuned for more videos.